It is a long way from a perfect world. One of the things that I've learned doing this thing is putting the base on something stable is pretty important. The first one, which is now pretty much done, and just waiting for, I don't know, me to step up to the plate and get out into put it out in the yard and put the sides on, but I'm kind of hoping that the weather will change a little bit. I don't want to leave it out there and have to mess with tarpon and all that other stuff, so I'm going to hold off a minute. I'm going to start putting this other one together based on what I have learned from putting the first one together. The first thing I learned is this first one, I put it together on some cheesy Harbor Freight sawhorses. And matter of fact, I actually killed one of them. I was able to take the parts off the dead one and salvage the other one. So I've got that one, the other one's in pieces. It's actually over there behind the box. But so what I did was I went out and I bought some sawhorses over at Lowe's that kind of have the little receivers for the 2x4s. And by doing that, I put those 8-foot 2x4s on there, and that spreads the weight out from this platform. And not to mention on the 2x4s, it's actually somewhat easy to slide this big platform around. So I am in the process of building the second platform. Now that I know what to do, because I built the first one up to and including the nifty trap door, which is slicker than snot. But I'm going to start building that one, and then hopefully in a day or two the weather will break and I'll be able to get this stuff outside and then tarp it if I need to at the night. But I just don't want to leave it out with every chance of snow like we get in Kentucky. Okay, that is all. Carry on. Hey, welcome back to Cedar Ridge Productions. What I'm going to do this morning is what might end up being wasting half an hour. But what I did was, on my trap door, I put those hydraulic gas struts or whatever they are, and it's working, but it really exactly wasn't my vision. I was thinking it was going to do something a little bit more fluid. So it's working. But I did some research, and these things come in all kinds of different sizes and stuff. So the second platform that I'm building, I'm going to configure something with this bigger strut and see if it's what I want. See, I was thinking that, you'd get it about to a certain point and it's going to open. And this one here, you got to get it like, oh God, what is that, 80%? Before it actually takes off. And if that's the way it is, it's fine. But I was hoping it would, as soon as you bumped it up, it would take off and you wouldn't have to push it anymore. So this one's a little beefier, and I read the directions, and it's going to require a little more meat in the door here. So I'm going to configure something that will absorb that. I'm going to want to use bigger screws and just a little bit more support right here. So I'm going to do that and hook up this strut, which is that I don't even know what that's supposed to carry. All that is like a 5 or a 6-inch strut. It's for cabinet doors, so it's not very strong. This is supposed to be like 65 pounds or some such stuff. So I'm sure it's going to open a lot more a lot quicker than what I'm experiencing with that. But anyway, that's the plan. I'm going to manipulate some stuff here for the beefier support and then tune back in. All right, well, I spent way more time on this than I thought I was going to. Probably spent more time on these doors than I did on the whole platform. But anyway, here's what I got, and I'm a little not sure. So here's the smaller ones. You get it to a certain point. Oh, I don't know, probably about 75 degrees, and it takes off on itself. Now, I realized building that door, even though I put the handle on the inside, we're gonna have a strap on the outside too, which I put on that one, because when you're leaving, you're gonna wanna be able to pull on it. And that strap will help you when you're opening it. That just seems like a little, it's just particle board. I don't know how many serious slams to open it would take before it becomes a wear issue. So we'll put a strap on that, and maybe even a chain of some kind or something to keep it from slamming itself up against the hinge. But this is, you know, it's there. It opens. And it closes. It ain't gonna blow open, I don't think. Now the other one, thought I'd provide for some great humor. We're gonna have to put a video camera inside this particular shooting house because it's gonna be great. So this is the one piston, one cylinder. And there again, you only have to open this one to about maybe 45 degrees. And then it'll take off for sure. So I'm holding it because I don't want it to slam up. It's much stouter. It's much more solid piston operation. And when it's closed, it's really closed. The humorous part is it is a pretty stiff gas strut. So I'm just gonna get one of my buddies to stand right here and open it and pitch it right through the wall. So, I mean, it's a lot more beefy. It takes a lot more, and it's just a lot more to it than the other two. So I don't know which one's better or worse. Now this one, I don't have it opening as far because it was just too violent when it opened all the way. I had to reinforce the bottom quite a bit so it wasn't beating up on the particle board. So I think what I'm going to do, the big ones come in a pair. So I used one of them. I got the other one if I ever decide to change it completely. The other ones come in a 6-pack. So you got to send a 6-pack. This one I bought 2 pair, and I don't really think this has got to have 2 of them on it. The one concern I did have, I don't know if this thing will show you. You see that bracket right there? That bracket is different than the bracket on the other one. The other one's more of a ball that mounted flat up against this. This one's more of a shelf type bracket. Now that sticks out, I'm gonna say, that probably sticks out 2 inches, but it's far enough back that I don't think it's gonna snag on us as we're getting in and out of that thing. And I don't know the way that they've got this designed. I'm not sure how to change that. I looked at a bunch of different ways to put this on, and to prove my point, you can see all the holes that are in that 2x6 because I mounted it in different places to get different reactions. And where it's at right now, I'm pretty happy with the way the door functions. I mean, it is definitely a serious spring. So what I'm probably going to do, I'm going to leave it alone. I don't know, I might send the second set back. I don't need it. I still got one that's I can put on that one. And that one, there's 4 of them sitting over there. So what I'm going to do is leave one like this and put the other one, leave that one like that. And in time, see which one is actually working better. 6 months down the road, after the first season, second season, whatever, if those perform ultimately better than this, then I'll switch it out. The other thing is, I'm most likely, and it's not going to add hardly any weight at all, but I'm most likely going to use some of that closed cell foam underneath that. So that's going to add a little bit of weight. And come to think of it, oh yeah, this is actually a good thought now, is this whole thing is going to have a pretty substantial chunk of rubber on it. So, and that's going to add some weight to that. So this one might actually, with that more weight of the rubber flooring, that might actually be a better option than the littler ones. I don't know how much more weight we could add to that one. So anyway, that's where it's at now. I mean, I think the 6-pack of pistons is like $27. This was like $27 each, and I can get one on each door. I don't need 2. I can send one back. So it's not a huge investment. It's just, I think ultimately when we get done putting the rubber on here, and on that one here, we'll probably end up going with the heavier gas strut. And that's not that big of a deal to change it, because I now know where to put it. So it's something we can do in the field, no big deal. So that is the door opening mechanism for the shooting house.